vizio M3D651SV. TV turns on, but has no HDMI input. Fire stick is connected, and we have no signal. That's the problem. No signal to the HDMI. So I'm going to check the mainboard, and we'll go try to fix it. So we're going to check this plastic clips. So be careful to don't damage or scratch the board, because there is a traces, small component. That's the processor. If you look at the HDMI ports, if you follow the traces, the HDMI control chip is inside the processor. Some old TV, they have the HDMI control chip is outside somewhere, and you can replace that chip when you have no HDMI. But for this vizio, the problem in the processor here. I'm gonna warm the processor, the heatsink, because there is a adhesive between the heatsink and the processor, and you don't want to force to take out the heatsink so you don't damage the processor. So I'm gonna warm it up from the top. Be careful to don't melt these two holders. And be careful to don't knock out no components and don't scratch the, plus these ones are sharp on the sides. Can I check it from here? So you turn it like this. Because there is a glue adhesive on it. So that's the chip. And we're going to reflow it from the bottom. Let's see. Yeah, it's over there. You keep moving. So it's very necessary you keep moving, so you don't overheat one spot, because that may cause the popcorn So I'm using the flux to help melt any solder balls under the processor. But usually the problem, is not between the main board and the processor. It's not that solder balls that's get cracked or disconnected. The problem is inside the processor, between the top layer and the little board, the little processor board. There is a solder balls over there. There is a connectors over there, like little jumpers, wires from the chip itself to the traces, then to the pads under the processor. So that connector is over there. They may cause sometimes they cause this problem from overheat. So you keep moving a lot and keep watching the flux is bubbling. So that's good enough. Always to replace the board is the best option, but for this case the only board I did see the good boards that's not very flawed before, they are over $300 just for the part. The customer doesn't want to pay that much money and he just wants to fix it. So we explain to them this way and we told them this way is as is. It may work good for years, it may die in a couple months. And we go with what the customer pick. So yeah, I know there is a lot of mess here. I'm looking for a thermal paste to put in the processor. But as I told you before, this is not my place. I'm just working here, and I'm not able to do any change here. So this is the thermal paste. I'm gonna mix it a little bit. Right, so the heatsink in the place. Let's go check the board. We test it and see if it's gonna work. This is the rework station that we use here. It's just a generic one, and you can see I set up the temperature. It's 480, and I don't use no nozzle, but you keep moving your hand. Board in the place, connect the fire stick, turn it on, see the backlight, and yeah, we have the signal now. So the HDMI works. So for the 5 minutes that the TV on, the processor is hot. So this little heatsink is not good enough to cool down the processor. We're going to use a thermal pad to put it under the processor here, and that's going to transfer the heat to the back of the screen. So when you put the thermal pads, you can put another ones here. That's going to transfer the heat from the heatsink to the back cover, because it is a metal too. And the pads, it should be a little bit over this level. So the back is going to squeeze the thermal pad and make a good heat transfer. The vizio logo is orange. I'm gonna push the power button. It's a white now.
And you